Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gamers, leaving me on Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, June's Path. So y'all, as y'all already know, I am an affiliate of Green Man Gaming. What that means is that y'all just need to click that link in the description. It'll take you to their website. You'll get deals on all the latest and greatest games, and I'll get commission based on whatever y'all buy. Also, my girlfriend Elle's an artist, and she is taking commissions now, so if y'all want to throw some money at her and get some art done, I've got links for her Twitter and FA in the description. Anyway, y'all, let's jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. All right. The Ram smiles and walks away. All right, Yuichi-san, I'm going now. Please watch over my performance. Right, I have to hurry back to my seat then. See you later. See you later. See ya. I turn to walk away. Oh, and one more thing. What is it? Thank you. Caught by surprise, I don't react for a few seconds. Then I nod and start running back to my seat. By the time I reach my seat, June is already halfway to the piano. Where the hell were you? Shuichi leans up to me, frowning. I went to see June. What? Why would you... Shh. Someone shushes us from behind. Shuichi glares at me and leans back into his own seat. June sits in front of the piano, putting one of his hands on his knee and the other on his chest. He seems to be holding something, a pendant? Even if I had good eyesight, I can barely make it out. After what seems to be a full minute, he finally adjusts himself on his seat and places his hands on the keys. Such a good scene. The song starts very slow. June plays the initial keys with only one hand. The few whispers that could be heard in the audience seem to have died down the instant he started to play. Even though his movement seems to be tense and robotic, the melody comes out easily and is pleasing to hear. As he continues to play, June seems to relax. He starts swaying back and forth to the rhythm of the melody. His tail begins to move slowly in the air. He's definitely getting into it. Looking to the side, I see Keikan tapping his feet to the sound of the music. Saya looks for the first time like she's completely awake and not about to doze off. Shuichi's lips are curved in a proud smile, as if he were a dad watching his son's first ball game. Here it comes, Keikan murmurs as the song seems to slow down to a halt. Then, the song immediately picks up the pace, completely switching gears and becoming insanely fast. No way! Keikan's reaction mirrors that of the entire audience. Surprise, perplexity, admiration. It's without a doubt that June is playing the song flawlessly, even a layman like me can tell. As he continues to hammer out the keys with practiced skill, June's entire body moves along to the melody, creating a vivid performance that fills the halls with a rich, confident sound. I feel it echoing deep inside my chest. This is the same feeling as when I saw him playing for the first time. It takes every fiber of self-control I have to keep myself from getting up and walking towards the stage. I want to get even closer. It's so moving that I feel like I could cry. But the performance is already over for the day. All that is left is to wait for the results to be posted. Nah. June has been pouting ever since he came out of the lobby, already changed into his regular clothes. I already told you to cheer up. Your performance was amazing. Stop sulking. Just telling him to cheer up isn't going to magically cheer him up, you know. The three of us have been trying to up June's spirits since he rejoined us. Unfortunately, results have been very mixed. Meanwhile, Saya is waiting by the notice board to see the results when they finally get posted. I just feel like I bombed it. You didn't bomb it, I'm telling you. Your performance was amazing. There's no doubt in my mind that you'll snag second place. But I need first place. If I don't get it, there's no chance for me to go to Germany. I know that. I just can't tell you that you'll win because I'm not so sure. I think it'll be very close. I don't really understand much about music, but I thought Junkun's performance was better, didn't you? It depends. Kobayashi didn't go with the standard interpretation, and that might not fly well with the judges. Regardless, I know that in technical terms he was number one, but it basically comes down to whether or not the judges like his interpretation of the song. Even if Akutagawa's performance was higher in technical skill due to the duration of that piece, Kobayashi's was faster and more refined. It comes down to the judges' personal tastes, then? That doesn't sound too good. It's not. That's why everyone tends to only play the standard interpretation. You won't charm any judges with your individuality, but you'll make sure no one will dislike you so much that they fail you. I didn't know that. I suddenly feel very awkward for suggesting that he do that. If June ends up failing because of this, I'll feel incredibly guilty for a long time. I'm sorry, June. I shouldn't have suggested you play like that. Wait, you're the ones who suggested he do that? Of all the reckless... June lifts a hand up in the air, cutting Keikan off mid-sentence. It's alright, Yuichi-san. That was good advice for me. If I had gotten fixated on playing the song perfectly instead of just playing how I wanted, I would have been crushed by my own anxiety. Playing it like that is the only reason I was able to play it at all. If they fail me for that, then so be it. What is this adorable creature? Before my impulses can take me over and force me to hug the shit out of June, Shinji Akutagawa approaches us. Drink some water, y'all. I walked like 11 miles at work today. It was crazy. There you are. I've been looking for you for almost 10 minutes. The look on his face is both angry and scary. Even I suddenly feel like taking a step back. June, on the other hand, doesn't retreat. He just stares back at the line with an intensity that I never thought he was capable of. It's a big lobby, after all. How are you doing, Akutagawa-kun? Honestly, of all the stupid things you could have done, why didn't you go with the standard interpretation? You basically threw in the towel the moment you did that. It's very subtle, but I can notice June's body shifting a little bit when he hears that. Maybe he's not as confident as he's trying to portray himself. June looks down at the floor for just a second. At least that's what I'd like to say. Akutagawa sighs, lifting both of his hands to the air and shrugging. I never thought you could do that well. I thought you'd be rusty after being out of the stages for 7 years. Instead, you came back sharper than before. Akutagawa's penetrating gaze softens considerably as he looks over the perplexed tiger. Congratulations, Kobayashi-kun. No matter what the judges say, you're the victor today, but I won't lose next time. Without even giving him time to answer, the lion turns and walks away, leaving June gaping in a spot. Well, that was something. That guy's weird for sure. June catches everyone by surprise when he suddenly hunches and starts laughing loudly. What the? Sorry. He takes a few seconds to calm himself, wiping away a small tear from his left eye. How can you laugh so carefree like that? Akutagawa-kun really hasn't changed much at all. He was always pretty blunt about stuff like that. You're telling me he was always like that? June nods. Akutagawa-kun is very demanding of himself. He's always quick to praise people when he thinks they deserve it, and always admits his own shortcomings when he thinks they exist. He always admits defeat if he thinks that he's been defeated. Even if the judges give him first place, he'll still consider himself the loser. That's the kind of pianist he is. Talk about a serious attitude. It's what you'd expect from someone aiming for the pros. He doesn't have time to make excuses for himself. He just takes in everything that he can and moves on. Heh, I guess we could all stand to learn a few things from that guy, then. Guys! Okay, Sai comes running towards us, yelling so loudly that everyone in earshot turns to look at the source of the sudden noise. The results! How did it go? What were they? Saya is hunching over, her hands on her knees, panting and gasping desperately for air. First place! Really? June immediately latches onto her, grabbing her arms with both of his hands and looking her in the eye. Saya swallows once and nods emphatically. You got first place! June stares at her, wide-eyed. His hands start to shake and he stumbles backwards, collapsing on a nearby bench. Big droplets start welling up in his eyes. He pulls out a pendant from his pocket and holds it tightly in his hands, touching it to his forehead. Thank God! He then starts sobbing uncontrollably. Oh, April 22nd. Oh, man. Congratulations, June. You did it. My mind is violently snapped back into wakefulness by the sudden blaring noise of the alarm. What the? Who even set up the alarm? Shit, where's it so I can turn this damn thing off? Ah, there. 9:30? Why the hell am I waking up at 9:30 on a weekend? It's not as if I have anything to... Wait. Did I promise to go out with someone today? Ah! As my mind slowly dispels its foggy state, I seem to remember a little bit more. That's right, I had scheduled to go out today. It was with... June... Oh, that's right. June had talked to me a couple days ago. When was this exactly? Thursday? Ah, I think I remember. Man, I can't believe I missed all of today's history class. Shima-sensei's gonna kill me. Then again, it's not my fault that I was asked to help out at the faculty office. Honestly, what kind of teacher pulls a student out of his class to ask for help? We both know you're not going to pay attention anyway, so you might as well be useful and help me out, is what she said. It makes my blood boil when I think about it. 1 second, y'all. Water time! Oh, yeah. That's good water. Just as I reach for the door, it slides open and I nearly collide with someone. Ah! June stands in my path, looking up at me with surprise. Ah, Yuichi-san! I was going to head out to look for you. I step aside to give June some room. He walks out of the room and closes the door neatly behind him, all while still facing me. What for exactly? There's still one more class before lunch break. Our English teacher didn't show up today. Something about a cold. Man, our teachers really have been getting lazier and lazier by the day. Or pneumonia, I don't really remember. I take it back. So we're gonna have a free period today? What about Shima-sensei? Shouldn't he still be in the classroom? June looked up for a few seconds, as if he was trying to remember something. I don't really know all that well, because I honestly wasn't paying attention. Shima-sensei left early. Something about a family emergency, I think? And yet, I'm the one who gets pulled out of class? Either way, he left us a bit of homework to do during our free period. I don't really know how to do it, so I'm just gonna skip. I was hoping we could spend some time together having fun. This guy. Sorry, nope, no can do. We're marching back into that room and doing the homework.
What? Why? You must never do your homework and you're always skipping classes. Why can't I?
I turn June around and open the door, pushing the small tiger inside. He digs his feet into the ground, trying to use them as a brake of sorts. Jeez, he can be as stubborn as a mule when he wants to. Do as I say, don't do as I do. I'm a terrible example anyway, so don't try to imitate me.
But...
I managed to drag June inside without much issue. Noticing that resistance is futile, he sits down at his desk without much protest.
Boo! I wanted to have fun.
And finish your homework, we can have fun afterwards.
You're not even doing yours. Why do I have to do mine?
It's true that I just sat down and grabbed my video game. I guess it might be a bit hypocritical for me to tell him to work when I myself am not. But then again, I feel like a parent trying to force their kid to do well in class. I might be a terrible example and I might hate myself doing it, but I still expect them to do it without complaint. I guess I might just be a tiny bit twisted. I don't need to do it. I'm still keeping an 84-point grade while keep skipping classes and never doing homework. How about you?
Ka!
Bingo! My jab hits him right where it hurts. How many points did you get at last week's mock exam?
I don't want to say.
I look up from my game and glare at him.
Hi! For 48! I got 48 points!
It honestly worked better than expected. I set my gaming console down for a second. Signed dramatically to try and drive home just how disappointed I am to hear it.
48? That's all?
You do know you need at least 70 points to be able to pass, right? Are you looking to flunk your way out of one of the most expensive schools in Saitama? June's shoulders sag and he looks down at his feet.
No.
Jeez, he acts so downcast that it looks like I just killed his puppy. There's a limit to how upset you can be about a simple bad grade.
What about you, Yuichi-san? How many points did you get on your test?
I pick my video game back up and start playing again. I didn't really study for it, so my scores are pretty bad. I'm gonna have to put at least some effort into it to make sure I don't fail my midterms.
They can't have been all that bad if you're lecturing me about it. What was it, 75?
86. I hear a pitiful choking sound. You alright there? Uh-oh, he's gone silent. Something wrong?
No, it's just that I've realized something.
Oh, what is it?
I'm stupid!
What? June's sudden shrieking caught me by surprise and caused me to cry out. A few heads turned our way, most of them looking curious at the sudden commotion in the back of the classroom. To be honest, most people aren't doing their work either, so they don't seem too upset about it being interrupted. Lucky for me.
What do you mean you're stupid? You're not stupid!
June buries his face in his arms and starts huffing.
Yes, I am. I studied all week and all I got was a 48. You didn't even pay attention in class and you got 86. You studied all week and only got that grade? How?
Gah! I run my mouth before I have time to think of what I'm saying. Note to self. What I just said wasn't helpful. Please don't do it again. I mean, gee, June, I guess we'll just have to try harder for next time.
A nice save, genius.
Guess I couldn't convince him with that one, huh? How about I help you study, then? We're already going to have our first test next month. I can help you boost your grade.
Really?
I accidentally nod, already regretting the situation I just got myself in. Sure, I used to help Shuichi study all the time when we were kids. I'm used to it.
You did?
I nod.
But isn't Shuichi-san taking advanced classes? Doesn't that mean he's smarter than you? I mean, you always struck me as kind of dumb. Oof! This guy!
The fact that he can even say these things without a single trace of malice or forethought just makes his words all the more devastating. Yeah, I used to be a model student back when I was a kid, but I eventually got sick of studying all the time and started slacking off. Shuichi, on the other hand, struggled to ever get more than 60 points on a test. He barely passed the admission exams till back in middle school.
I don't know, that sounds a little hard to believe.
Hey, I know that he's an honor student now, but I swear that wasn't always the case.
If that's true, then how does he get such good grades nowadays?
Well, I'm not sure if he'd want to tell you this.
How come?
Oh boy, I just dug myself a pretty deep hole here. I look away for a second, scratching the back of my neck. Shuichi and I were very different people when we were kids. Honestly, it's a bit hard to believe how much we've changed from when we were little.
Oh, I guess I can sort of get that. I mean, you went with me to my piano competition, right? I used to be much different back when I still competed. Hell, I even had a rival, though I had no idea we were rivals.
I guess there's no harm in telling him? I sigh, setting my gaming console down once more and leaning back on my chair. Alright, but if Shuichi ever finds out I told you about this, I'm toast. Are we understood?
Okay, I'll make sure to tell him you told me. Blah!
June giggles, winking at me.
Relax, I'm just joking. My lips are sealed. This guy!
Don't do that again. No matter how scary Saya or Keisuke are when they're angry, Shuichi is a million times worse. Ugh, it feels like it's been years since I last got him furious with me, and still the memory's enough to make me shiver. Alright, where do I start? Jun readjusts himself on his chair, looking at me with sudden interest. Despite what many people think, Shuichi was never a gifted student or athlete. It's actually the contrary. He's a very slow learner. If a regular person would take 10 hours to learn something, Shuichi would easily take double that time to learn the same thing. Ever since we were little, he was always grouchy and angry that other people just didn't seem to need to put as much effort into things. Because of that, he developed a very warped view of the world. He thought that since he always had to work harder than everybody else, that other people were always slacking off. Even though this happened 10 years ago, it really doesn't feel like it's been that long. He used to be very snippy, prideful, and arrogant. And because he always felt like other kids didn't work as hard as he did, he felt out of place. He ended up never having any friends. I'm pretty sure I was the first person to ever take an interest in him since, well, forever. I'm having trouble imagining Shuichi-san as anything other than a nice, caring person. I'll admit that the concept of Shuichi being that different from how he is now is pretty alien to me. Tell me about it. He's nothing like the brat he used to be. Shuichi and I ended up being drawn to each other because we had similar opinions when it came to the concept of effort. But we were complete polar opposites. I was a cheerful, happy kid that liked to excel at everything and worked very hard to do so. Shuichi was a sulky, inconsiderate brat who felt he was superior to everyone because he put in more work, even if that was just barely enough to let him keep up with others. When I say it like this, it kind of looks like I'm talking smack about him. Man, I haven't thought about those days in a really long time. I take a few seconds to organize my thoughts and notice Jun staring at me in anticipation. And? What happened that made you two change so much? I was so focused on remembering all this stuff that I kind of forgot I was supposed to be telling a story. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!